heart and home, a place where sharing ideas from the heart are shown. Decor, lifestyle choices, and spiritual inspiration with love, from Angie's heart to your home. It's Heart and Home with Angie. Remember to subscribe and like.
Hello, friends. I wanted to share something with you today that I know many of you are going through and walking the same road. It's silent griefs. A lot of us are carrying the burden and shame of estrangement from someone that we love very much. And I'm hoping that we can help one another in learning how to live in a hopeful, happy way, even though we sometimes feel great despair. Something I've learned that's been difficult to learn is life can be beautiful even when it's not perfect. We just have to choose gratitude and hope. We have to find something that brings us joy and brings us restoration. And for me, that's gardening. That's planting something and waiting for it to grow into something beautiful. Because really, that's what I spend my life doing, is planting little seeds of joy and happiness wherever I go. And when you've done that with a person and you've poured joy and happiness into that person, and suddenly that person is no longer present in your life, you have to find that joy again. You have to fill your heart and bring other people in your life joy and happiness. Not that that loss or that grief ever goes away, because it doesn't. But you just have to wait and live in hope and live in faith. Faith is what helps me through everything. I try to always remember the verse in the Bible that says, I believe it's in Ecclesiastes, I think it's 9:4. It starts with, as long as there is breath, there is hope. And that's so true. As long as there is breath, there is hope. I pray for my children. I pray for my grandchildren. I pray for my friends, because I know that as long as there is breath, there is hope. God specializes in restoring what seems impossible. We are so limited in what we can do, but His thoughts and His ways are so much higher than ours. What we think is impossible with God is possible. Just like most of you, I have experienced grief through the loss of loved ones in death, treasured friends, dear, dear pets, and even health and the loss of good health. And those things can be very, very hard to bear. But if we just don't give up. But when something like estrangement from someone that you care about so deeply comes along very suddenly, and you don't really know why, it can be so heartbreaking. There is absolutely nothing quite like the love you have for a grandchild. It's so different from anything you've ever felt before. And everyone tells you it's going to be so wonderful, and you respond like, I know, it's going to be great, I can't wait. But you don't really know until you hold that precious little person in your arms. 5 years ago, we became estranged from a grandchild that we had poured so much joy and so much love into. And when it first began, we didn't know how to survive that grief. We wanted to fix it. I wanted to fix it. And I did try in so many different ways. Text messages, short videos. And I finally had to let it go. I finally had to let it rest. There were so many torturous things that were happening in my life at that time. Like many of you, this was 2021, and we were still reeling from the pandemic. And there were so many things that happened in the couple of years after that. In a 26-month period, I lost 39 friends and family members. And it was devastating to me. I'm a firm believer in counseling, and I did go back to counseling because I just couldn't handle all the loss and all the grief of that all at the same time. And my therapist helped me to see that I need to start a new love, that something new needed to begin, not to let go of the old, because I will always, always love that grandchild. We have had children that we are estranged from, and we will always, always love those children. But in our lives, we have to find something to sustain us. We have to leave the porch light on. You have to make it clear, because it doesn't matter the why. That doesn't matter. What matters is that the love is restored. You finally see, no matter how much you blame yourself or how much you may try to blame someone else. I don't usually try to blame anyone else. I always think everything is my fault. But I let that grandchild know that no matter what, my door would open and love would pour out if she ever wanted to walk back through it. And I'm not just saying that. Those are true words. And we have been restored with some of our children that we've had estrangement with, and it is the sweetest thing in the world. The only thing that matters is that you overcome it. During this time of loss and grief, I lost my mom and my dad. We lost my husband's mom. And you just feel so overwhelmed. But you can find the faith to hold on. You can find the faith and the love to leave that porch light on and not put life on hold, but always keep a torch burning. Don't demand response, but just leave love out there. Let them know that there is love out there. No matter what your hurt is, let them know that it's out there. It's hard to know how to survive the grief of the loss of a living soul. How do you love someone who isn't present? It's been difficult to find purpose as a grandparent after something like this, because after pouring so much energy and love into a grandchild and then not knowing why the separation has come gave me so much self-doubt as a grandmother, as a Gigi. It's been difficult to not think, why do this? They're not going to love me later. I have to make myself not think that way. And the good Lord has given me 12 grandchildren. And I have a little granddaughter right now who's absolutely crazy about me and brings me so much joy. And I know that that's a gift from God. I just keep trying to do the Gigi things that I enjoy and that I hope bring them joy. In Galatians 6:9 it says, "Let us not grow weary in doing good." That's it. That's it. Just keep on doing good. Keep on being joyful. Keep on being happy. Be humble and gentle in spirit, Ephesians 4:2 says. And someday, as long as there is breath, I have faith that the Lord will give us much more than we can ask or imagine. We're told in Ephesians 3:20, more than we can ask or imagine. He can do that. We always want things answered in our time, the way we want it answered. But Isaiah 60:22 says, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. I always pray in faith. And when I do, I say, thank you, Lord, because I believe that when the time is right, He will make it happen, and it will be more beautiful than I could ask or imagine. I hope this video has helped you. I find joy in tending my roses, in pulling weeds, because I feel like there's symbolism in pulling those weeds out of my garden. I'm trying to purge my soul of negativity and then look at those beautiful flowers and put the joy back in. Thanks for joining me today. Please come back.